Hi everyone, Melissa here from Melissa Collects, previously known as Collecting Dreamcatcher, and I am back with a new and exciting video. So I think many know that I've never really been happy, I guess, with how I've been storing my collection, and I was recently able to have access to the top of my computer desk, which is the area that I store my collection in, and I wanted to store my albums on top. But the problem is that there's no sides, like a shelf, so I wanted to get bookends. So I was looking on Etsy and eBay, or not eBay, but Amazon, looking at bookends, and I found this one that I liked on Amazon, but it was almost $40. And I was like, oh, that's kind of expensive. And I had shown the picture to my dad, and my dad was like, oh, I can make that. So here we are with this video where I documented how we made bookends that look kind of similar to these ones on Amazon. It was pretty well, almost completely done with stuff I had around the house, so that's a bonus. It was, we used old trim that was used for the fireplace in the basement. It was just kind of hanging around in the garage, so we used that. We stained the wood with just stain that my dad had in the garage as well. I think the only thing I had purchased is I bought some stoppers to go on the bottom so that they don't slide. So I bought those, but I just got a pack of those from the dollar store, and then I got some fake flowers as well, which I also bought at the dollar store. So it was a very inexpensive project that way, since most of the stuff I had at home and the stuff that I ended up purchasing is technically optional. So I'll be sharing how I created these bookends. So to start, as we can see in the picture, I kind of used these dimensions, but just for ease of use, I guess, we just upped it, so they are going to be 7 inches tall and 7 inches long, and then the little piece I believe we did as 2 inches. So first we set up the saw. So obviously I don't usually do this stuff, so my dad is helping me here, and he's setting it up so that this piece of wood is the distance, the 7 inches, so that we can just put the trim in the saw, and then every time lean it against the wood and it will be 7 inches. So that is what we are currently setting up. I was just kind of a helper. But he did most of the hard work. So here we are measuring it. It was almost perfect, so we kind of adjusted it to make sure that it was the 7 inches. And then here we are actually doing the cutting. So as you can see, I think it'll show it next. So we cut it, it was 7 inches, and then all we had to do was just slide it down. And yeah, and it came out the same length the entire time. I'll definitely say if you can get help, or unless you're a pro of DIY, I definitely needed help for doing this because I really have never had to saw anything before. So yeah, so here we are just seeing kind of how it would look sizing wise and making sure I was happy with it, which I was. So then we went on to do 2 more for the second bookend. And then here are the pieces. So again, we have 4 of the pieces of wood that are 7 inches, and here we're measuring for the little piece at the end for how high we wanted it. I kind of wanted it 1 inch above the wood, so we ended up making it 2 inches tall because it's going to go on the one end. And then we are setting the saw up again here so that it is the 2 inches, so we can again just cut the piece really easily. Here we are just kind of looking at what it would look like with both pieces. Kind of like that, making sure that was kind of the look and feel we wanted, and it was. So then we did it again for the second bookend. Everything we're doing, you have to repeat it, so those were all the pieces. And after we cut it, we had to sand the wood, so that's kind of what we're doing here. And then here we are drilling 2 small holes in the end, as you can see there, and then we used carpenter glue or wood glue, I believe, and then we hammered in some nails so that it was really sturdy and it would stay together, and then we duplicated it for the bottom piece as well. so that all the pieces were both held together by glue as well as like a little nail. Or screw. I apologize if any of my terminology is wrong. This is not my area of expertise. And then here we are hammering it in. And again, if you're doing this, make sure you're being very careful, or you use someone who actually knows what they're doing, which is what I did. So here are the two pieces side by side once they are kind of constructed. And then next we moved on to staining. So we were kind of debating between two different stains or painting them black. I ended up choosing what was the middle stain, this one here. And then we stained the bookends. So this is like my dad's area of expertise. He loves building things and working with wood, so I just kind of like gave him the idea and I just helped, but he really did the building of this. So he really enjoyed it. He likes having these kinds of projects. So these are just some highlight clips of him staining. If you're doing this, make sure you're doing it, like we were working in a workroom, that's why it's not very visually or aesthetically pleasing. I apologize about that. And we're also working on newspaper so that we don't get like the stain everywhere. So just be careful when if you're gonna do this for your own stuff. And we pretty much restained everything that you can see, so we didn't stain the bottom. But all the other pieces we did, and we kind of put extra stain on like the part where like you cut it. I don't know, that might be the usual what you do, but if you don't know, that's what we did. So then this is what they turned out to look like right after we stained them. We let them dry for a little while, and then I put the stoppers on the bottom. And then after that, my mom helped me with this so I could do some filming, but we hot glued and attached the fake flowers to the bookends. So we did it on one, and then we replicated it and did it in reverse to the second bookend, so that they're not completely identical, but they are very close, so they would look good side by side. And we only really put the flowers on the one side that you would see. And we used yellow and purple flowers because purple's my favorite color and yellow is complementary, and I was just kind of really liking those vibes. So yeah, that is my bookends. If you like collecting K-pop content, collecting Dreamcatcher, only one of 4 Minute, then please subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every Saturday. Thank you everyone so much for joining me with this. I hope you enjoy learning how I made my bookends. You will see the final product in a future video, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you everyone, bye! Stay safe.